Guys, what's going on? It's your boy Majora Boy and welcome back to another video. So Apple recently held their November event in which they announced their first ever ARM processor for the Mac lineup along with a few new ARM powered Macs. And in today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys everything you need to know about it. So without any further await, let's roll the intro and let's get right into it. So before we start talking about the new ARM Macs, let's talk about the processor that will be powering all of them. That processor being the M1 chip. The M1 is Apple's first ARM chip dedicated for the Mac lineup. It is built on a 5nm process and has 16 billion transistors in it. The M1 has an 8-core CPU which has 4 high performance cores and 4 high efficiency cores. Along with that, the M1 also has an integrated 8-core GPU and a 16-core neural engine. Now from what we know about that 8-core GPU, it is by far the best integrated GPU out there. Like, it is literally better than what Intel and AMD is offering at the moment. But keep in mind, this is an integrated GPU. So when you do compare this to a non-integrated GPU, say for example the AMD 5600M, which is present in the 16-inch MacBook Pro, you will see that the 5600M is way ahead of the M1's integrated graphics. Now all the way back in May, I had made a video on the rumored iPhone SE Plus and what advantages Apple would get from switching on to their own custom ARM chips. In that video, I said that the two main advantages Apple would gain from doing this would be performance and power efficiency. Well, with the M1, Apple has achieved just that with their new ARM-powered MacBook Air and MacBook Pro. Let's start with the MacBook Air. So this new ARM MacBook Air looks exactly the same as the previous 2020 Intel Air. But the internals of this new Air have been changed as it is now powered by the M1 chip. However, one core of the integrated 8-core GPU has been disabled on the Air, but that doesn't mean that the Air doesn't have great performance. Actually, we do have a few leaked benchmarks of the ARM MacBook Air and this thing is insane. Its Geekbench score is higher than the MacBook Pro 16-inch with an i9 processor. The Air has a single core score of 1687 compared to the Pro's 1029. And in multi-core, it has a score of 7433 compared to the Pro's 6012. The new Air will also be having two Thunderbolt 4 ports as I/O and it will also be a completely fanless laptop. The MacBook Air also has amazing battery life due to the M1's power efficiency. So the previous 2020 MacBook Air had a 15-hour battery life, whereas the new M1 version has an advertised battery life of 18 hours. Keep in mind that Apple hasn't changed the battery on this new Air, which makes the M1 an even more impressive chip. The MacBook Air has a starting price of $999, which comes in at Rs 92,900. Coming to the MacBook Pro 13-inch, this laptop also doesn't get a redesign and looks the exact same as the previous 2020 MacBook Pro 13-inch. However, unlike the MacBook Air, which had one of its GPU cores disabled, the new Pro has all of its GPU cores enabled, which should give it slightly better performance than the MacBook Air. On top of that, the MacBook Pro will also be having a cooling fan in it, which will allow the M1 to sustain higher clock speeds for longer periods of time. But sadly, just like the MacBook Air, the new 13-inch Pro will also be having only two Thunderbolt 4 ports, which in my opinion is okay on a non-pro focused MacBook like the Air, but on something like the MacBook Pro, having those extra Thunderbolt 4 ports would have been really helpful to a lot of creative professionals out there. And them not being there is a big downside to the new 13-inch Pro, especially when its Intel counterparts that are still being sold on Apple's website do offer 4 Thunderbolt 3 ports. Coming out to battery life of the new MacBook Pro, it has an insane advertised battery life of 20 hours, which is just crazy in my opinion. The new MacBook Pro 13-inch will be starting in at $1,299, which in rupees comes in at 1,22,900. Now let's talk about the Mac that I was least expecting to be unveiled at this event and the one that I personally find a bit weird. Just a bit, like this much. That Mac being the new M1 powered Mac Mini. So just like the 13-inch MacBook Pro, the Mini will also be having no restrictions on its M1 chip. due to which it will be having the exact same performance as the 13-inch Pro. However, due to it having a bigger fan for cooling, the Mini will be able to sustain higher clock speeds for a much longer period of time than even the MacBook Pro. Coming to the part that I find weird about this Mac Mini is why does it have the exact same number of high efficiency cores as the MacBooks? Having 4 high efficiency cores in the MacBooks does make sense, as they do need to sustain their battery life due to them being away from power most of the time. But it doesn't really make sense for the Mac Mini, which is a desktop Mac and will be plugged into power literally all the time. Don't get me wrong, the M1 is really powerful and capable. Like, this chip can power Apple's 6K display, which is just nuts. But it could have been even more powerful in the Mini due to the Mini being a desktop Mac. But other than that, in my opinion, the Mac Mini is a really good deal. For just $699 or 64,900 rupees if you are in India, you are getting a solid ARM Mac that has amazing performance and a great selection of I/O. So the big question is, which Mac should I go for, as all of them have almost the exact same performance. If you're someone who isn't in the creative workflow and wants a MacBook to do things like web browsing, consuming media, doing emails and maybe spreadsheets, then the MacBook Air is the perfect choice for you, as it will be able to handle all these tasks with ease, and you'll also be benefiting from that amazing battery life. If you are someone who wants to get more demanding tasks like video editing or photo editing done on the go, then the MacBook Pro is for you. As due to that fan, the M1 will be able to sustain peak performance for a longer period of time, which will be beneficial for CPU intensive tasks like video editing. Also, unlike the MacBook Air, the Pro will be having all of its GPU cores available, which will make things like rendering slightly faster in the MacBook Pro in comparison to the Air. Coming to the Mini, if you're someone who's looking to get into the world of macOS but don't want to do so by spending a lot of money, then the Mini is just for you. Not only is it $100 cheaper than the previous Mac Mini, but it does offer a lot more than its predecessor when it comes to performance. But before you guys go and order these new Macs, I would suggest you all to wait for the reviews of these machines, as let's not forget, these are first generation products and it's always good to be cautious with them. Well guys, that's all for today. Tell me down in the comments below, what do you guys think about these new ARM Macs and whether you'll be picking one up after the reviews. If you liked this video, then please leave a big fat thumbs up on it. But if you loved it, then please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this one. And as always, this is your boy Majora Boy signing off for today, and I'll see you in the next one.